All right, this is Dylan Bowker with Prospect Fighting Championships. We're here at Rebel Nightclub in Toronto for PFC 13 and joined by a victorious Zackery Powell. How are you feeling, man? Probably great, I would think, right?
Feeling great. It was a year and a half almost of a layoff coming back from an injury, and it feels awesome to get back in the cage and keep winning.
And there was no indication of any kind of rust on my end from what I was seeing in your performance, but just because you're obviously centric to it, like, did you feel any adjustment period throughout, or was it just kind of like a fluid, like you're right out there, it feels familiar kind of thing?
Feels familiar. Like I started a fight with a big shot to the body with a big kick, and then beat him where he's good at, and beat him on the ground where that's where his strengths are, and I didn't feel no rust at all.
Yeah, and a lot of people, myself included, were looking at this as a pretty highly anticipated prospect sort of fight, and obviously skilled individuals. You seem to have a degree of respect for Adam De Freitas. Did he bring anything to the table that was different, though, from your preconceived notions?
Not from my preconceived notions. He's probably the best grappler I've faced, but nothing too different. Really good off of his back. I had to be really aware, and this in my mind was like, okay, who's the best prospect at 155 in Canada? Because like young or like not many fights prospects at 155 in Canada. There's not many of us. I think between me and Adam was a toss-up, and I came out victorious in that end.
And how does that make you feel, like when you're hearing the judges' scorecards and you hear not one but two 30-26 scores? That must feel great.
It feels like the judge was watching the right fight. That's what it felt like. It could have been 30-24, 30-25. Like the first round, I opened him up, but he was like in his guard and he was doing well. Round 2 and 3, I just took over, past his guard. He couldn't get it back. Took his back. Almost finished arm triangle over a naked choke. So I think round 2 and 3 could have been 10-8s.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a very dominant effort, and I mean, going to the judges' scorecards, like prior, you got the finishing rate going pretty solidly and stuff like that. Does it add anything? Like, do you get any new lessons imparted on you from going the full distance?
I know I could go 15 minutes and grapple and dominate a guy without getting tired. I wasn't in trouble, not much. Like, he got a guillotine once that he flipped me over, and he was on top for barely a second. I know I can go for 15 minutes and not give up position and out grapple a guy, because like at the highest levels I won't be finishing everyone, and knowing I can do this for 15, it really feels good.
Yeah, no, I just thought to ask because it seems like a necessary part of the development, like the 100% finishing rate before this, but going to the judges' scorecards, and like I said, a very dominant performance, but seems like a necessary kind of like experience to have.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like I can't finish a guy, but I out grappled one of the best grapplers in Ontario, so it's also really good.
Yeah, I know for sure. And I'm kind of wondering, like, what resembles like a future goal. Obviously, you want to enjoy this victory, but are you looking to get on the next PFC card that they're looking to do? Anything of that sort?
Man, I'm feeling good. I got some injuries that I got during camp. I'm not going to disclose them. I might heal them for a few weeks, work around that, and then like end of April, beginning of May, I'll get a fight in and keep going. I want to get at least 3-4 fights this year. So wherever you have me. I heard PFC wants to come to my hometown, and look, come to my hometown, and now that I'm back like on the scene, I'll sell 100 tickets. I'll fill up the room and give me a big fight. I'll show up. I'll win.
And from a recent feature piece I'd seen done on you, it was talking about how you're training at Evolution HQ and stuff like that. Who are you working with, like on a coach level and a sparring partner level, mostly?
Coach level, Vincent Hull and Daniel Guillemette. My coaches at Evolution HQ. Then I have my head striking coach at Pat Note MMA, Sifu Pat Marcel, who also coaches Dave Leduc, the King of Lip Way, Marc-Andre Barrios that's in the UFC, and other good rising prospects like Serge Dankosen fought tonight, Isaac Bled, it's another guy that's 2-0. So we've got good guys, man. Feels awesome. I got great training partners. I got Kevin Bastien. He's going to be a hell of a big deal once he gets back on the scene. He did my whole camp with me. He's orthodox and switched southpaw for the whole camp, and man, sparring with him was harder than fighting Adam himself. So this guy's a killer, and man, I can't wait for his next fight. He's someone to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I'm just kind of curious if there's anything you'd like to add as a parting thought. You've been really great with your time here.
Yeah, well, as a parting thought, I'll thank my sponsors, Flexwater, Virus Canada, Miami Mixed Media, Jab Traiteur Santé, Physio Outaouais, Improve, and Michael Monette Immobilier. I also like to thank my gyms, Evolution and Pat Node, and thank you for this interview.
Yeah, for sure. And I thought a post that was really cool that you'd put up was talking about the struggles you had with like the post-concussion syndrome and stuff like that. I think that's like shining a light on something that maybe fighters don't necessarily want to talk about. So that was a cool thing that you did that. I'm sure to open the gates for other people to have a dialogue with it.
Yeah, man, I got real emotional about that tonight. It's always scary. you don't want to see no one getting hurt from this. Like, it's sure, like, that's what's entertaining, but I respect my opponents. I respect everyone that does this. We put our life on the line to entertain people, and that's because that's a part of us. That's what we love. And head trauma and injuries, that's something that's career-ending, and I'm lucky to be back in here feeling 100%.
Yeah, well, just on a human level, happy you're feeling good and you're back out there. But on a fighter level, great to see you out there performing and stuff like that. So great to see Zackery Powell getting the W there. This is Dylan Bowker with Prospect Fighting Championships, PFC 13.